What's going on, guys? A mini rant for a second. The maintenance people in my apartment complex are ridiculous. Okay, so my refrigerator is at 50 degrees right now, and that's really hot. If you guys don't know, I used to work in a restaurant for 7 years back at In-N-Out over on the West Coast, and I mean, refrigerators need to be between 33 and 40 degrees. So 50 degrees is way too hot. My milk spoils a week and a half before the expiration date, and 50 degrees is the coldest it gets if I keep the door closed the whole time. So that's ridiculous. That's a load of crap, and they've been really lackluster. I'm really hesitant to fix it, which drives me crazy. But what's going on, guys? GT, iamthetie here. Got a match today against Toxic7744. We got some UU action going on here. I'm kind of testing out a team, but anyway, let's get the match started. Without further ado, we got a Venusaur out here against a Nidoqueen. I'm actually a Choice Scarf Venusaur. I don't think he realizes that just yet, though. He thinks I have a little bit of speed investment. So obviously, I'm gonna be forced to switch because I'm locked in a Sleep Powder. So I'm gonna go ahead and switch into my Miltank. I was really thinking about going into Gastrodon in that scenario, but really glad I didn't, because he actually switched out into a Venusaur as well, predicting a Leech Seed or something along those lines. But obviously at this point, I'm going to get up my rocks. If he's a tanking Venusaur, I can outspeed him, and obviously I don't think he can do anything to me other than Leech Seed me, and I do want to scout for that, because I don't want to send Mismagius in on a potential Leech Seed. So I decided to stay in. He actually sets up a Light Screen, and he didn't go for the Leech Seed, which makes me think he might not have it. But he's going to go for the Leaf Storm right now. That's going to do a really nice chunk, because Leaf Storm's like the equivalent of a Draco Meteor in grass form. But obviously, coming from a tanking Venusaur, Miltank has no problem taking that, even though the special defense is not too great. And because he's at -2 now, I know I can take another one, barring a critical hit or something along those lines. So I'm going to go ahead and go for the Milk Drink, because I'm going to be able to outspeed him. Let him put my Miltank to sleep, because now I have Sleep Fodder. And because he's at -2 on the special attack side, I figure now is probably a really good time to go into my Mismagius. I haven't seen the Choice Scarf that he has on his team, so it's a little bit early for me to set up normally, but I figure I might as well try to do that. But he actually double switches into Mesprit. He's got a plan of his own. Really thinking about what he wanted to do. If he went for the trick, I could smack him with a Shadow Ball. So I didn't think he was going to go for the trick right there. Not to mention, tricking a Scarf onto my Mesprit or onto Mismagius makes me the fastest poke in the game, basically. So I set up a substitute predicting a switch, because I thought he'd be freeing the Shadow Ball. He actually predicted me to predict a trick, so he went out into Kangaskhan and went for the U-turn, so that didn't work out too well for him. And obviously at this point, I think he's fearing a hidden power fighting, so he's going to go ahead and switch out into Venusaur. And obviously Venusaur's going to take the hidden power fighting too well, because Venusaur is such a plant monster. As Vic would say, he's plantastic. So and now I'm sitting out here really thinking about what I could do. Obviously, I think the Venusaur setup fodder, because I've seen the Leaf Storm on him, and I think that's the hardest move that he can hit me with. Obviously, he sets up a Light Screen, which raises an even bigger flag in my mind. I'm like, well, I can get up to +2 for free then. And obviously that means that I'm at +2. Once you go for the Leaf Storm, if you're even able to KO my substitute, I can just set up another one, because I'm faster than you. And obviously, I don't think he had the Leech Seed, and because I'm faster, he's not going to be able to get the Leech Seed on me regardless anyway. So he goes for the Leaf Storm, is able to break the first substitute, but because he's at -2 special defense now, and I'm at +2 special defense, and +2 special attack, I should say, on my side, he's in a really big pickle all of a sudden, because at this point, there's really not a whole lot he can do. -4 special attack, I believe, on his side now. I'm going to get up to +2 or +3. I believe I'm going to get up to +5. I decided to speed up the battle a little bit, because it's exactly what I want to do. Most of the time, people always ask me like how you want to set up with a Mismagius or something along those lines. You normally want to paralyze the Choice Scarfer. You want to eliminate physical threats to him. I think that that people who Sucker Punch are really obvious in the tier for UU, so that's why Substitute is really valuable on him. And because he didn't go for a physical move right off the bat with his Mesprit on the Mismagius, I was kind of thinking that he has a Choice Scarf special attacker, so that's the reason why I feel like boosting up all the way. And obviously at this point, I think I'm going to get to +5. I did a boatload of damage with the Shadow Ball. I don't think with the Light Screen that another one would be able to take him out, so I'm just going to Calm Mind up to be safe, get up to +5 special attack, +5 special defense. In comes a Kangaskhan. I know he had the Light Screen up, but I mean, I'm at +5, so Hidden Power Fighting should do a boatload of damage if he's not invested in HP. It should be a one-hit KO. But he's going to hit me with a Sucker Punch, because obvious Sucker Punch is obvious. But I'm going to be able to take him down really low, and I am stunned that he's able to take this hit, because obviously he's running quite a bit of bulk then. But obviously it puts me in a pickle. I was afraid of Kangaskhan running the Scrappy ability in this scenario, and then kind of playing a mind game with me where he goes for Return or Double Edge, and then eventually gets to a point where he can try to finish me off by going for a Sucker Punch when I don't have a substitute up. But it was a mind game I was going to play. I was going to try to set up a substitute and then try to play that mind game back. But he went for the Sucker Punch. I can get it for a free substitute. He has to use his Kangaskhan just to break my sub, which is great. And looking at his team, I figured that the only guy that he has to take on the Mismagius is a Mesprit, which at this point, I'm assuming is a specially based choice scarfer. So that's why I decided would be really, really nice. And plus, since he doesn't have Kangaskhan anymore, I feel pretty safe locking myself in the Shadow Ball at +5 for the rest of the match. But he goes into Mesprit, surprises the hell out of me because he hits me with a Zen Headbutt. He's running a physical Mesprit. Oh my goodness. And that, I was not expecting that at all. Probably should have taken me off by surprise a little bit earlier on in the match. But because he locked in a Zen Headbutt, free switch into Drapion, free Swords Dance in my mind, in comes a Nidoqueen, and obviously I got the Earthquake on this guy. I don't think he was expecting me to run the Earthquake on this person, but it's kind of a bulky Drapion, so I'm able to hit him with an Earthquake, take him down. It's a clean 2-hit KO. Unfortunately, he does get that really early turn Wake. He's able to fire off an Earth Power, and I think it's going to do a really, really nice chunk. It's going to do about half, and might be min-max damage right here, so I don't know if I can take the next one. I was thinking about going for another Earthquake, but I've seen a Levitator on his team that's faster than me, and I kind of wanted to hit that. I was really weighing the pros and cons in that scenario, but I felt like if I were to over-predict and he did KO me, then Nidoqueen can be picked off regardless by everyone on my team from there on out, which is really, really nice. So I decided to go for that prediction. In came the Mesprit, and that worked out really, really well for me. But in comes the Houndoom. I know the Houndoom should be able to outspeed me because I don't have max speed on this guy. So I'm going to go into Gastrodon just to play it safe. That way I could potentially use my my Drapion later on in the match. Obviously, he takes the Overheat not too well, considering it's a Life Orb Houndoom. But, you know, well, regardless, it's going to force the switch on his end. I'm kind of aware of that. I was kind of predicting the Venusaur to come back out, so I'm going to go for the Ice Beam. Unfortunately, he goes into Milotic, which pretty much walls this particular Gastrodon. This is actually an offensive Gastrodon, by the way, because I normally run pretty defensive ones, so I wanted to kind of mix it up. I think I might throw lefties on it. That way I can play that mind game with you guys, if you guys ever play me. But anyway, I'm going to switch into my I'm going to switch into Hitmonlee because I know Hitmonlee can take any attack from a regular Milotic like that. And I'm going to fire off a Close Combat because Close Combat coming from a banded Hitmonlee should do a ton of damage, if not one-hit KO. And that's exactly what happens. It's able to OHKO that Milotic, which is great. Obviously, in comes the Nidoqueen. I didn't think he was going to switch out into Nidoqueen before because it was going to get two-shot by a CB Close Combat. I didn't think he was going to risk switching in a Venusaur in case I went for like a Fire Punch or a Blaze Kick, I should say. So anyway, I'm going to go back out into Gastrodon. I was really hoping I was going to take the Earth Power a lot better because of my naturally good Spec D. But since I don't have the lefties, it's barely able to scrape that 2-hit KO on me. But it's a free switch into my into Florifana, my Venusaur, and I'm going to lock myself into HP Ice because it hits the Nidoqueen and the Venusaur that he might switch out into. He does go into that Venusaur, and that works out really, really well because Hidden Power Ice is a clean 2-hit KO on him at this point. And obviously at this point I know I'm going to be able to outspeed him. He hasn't got Rocks up yet, so he hasn't been able to see whether I have the lefties or not. So he has no idea that I'm running a Choice Scarf Venusaur at this point. But I'm really, really scared because he's going to go into a Houndoom right here. And I really can't, I don't have a safe switch on the potential overheat, so I'm going to leave my Venusaur in his fodder and pray he doesn't go for the Nasty Plot, because if he does go for the Nasty Plot, it makes it really, really hard for a Hitmonlee to come in safely. I might potentially have to lock myself into Mach Punch, switch back out, or Sucker Punch if I have that on him. But thankfully, he's fearing the Sleep Powder because he's thinking that might be a more standard Venusaur. He doesn't want to get put to sleep, so he takes me out. He's at -2 now, and I know that I'm going to resist the priority Sucker Punch coming his way. So I'm going to go ahead and go for an Earthquake, because locking myself into Earthquake means that I can go ahead, take out the Houndoom, and it also hits the Nidoqueen for super effective damage, and that should finish off the match. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed that video. Obviously, great game, Toxic7744. I had a ton of fun playing. I thought you played around the Mismagius of +5 really, really well, so kudos for you for that. Obviously, he has his side of the battle up already, so feel free to go check out his channel. Before I say anything else, I guess I just want to do a little bit of an update thing. I just want to thank all of you who've been able to watch my videos the last couple of weeks. I know the viewership thing has been down by a whole bunch. Normally I can get at least half or more, about 3/4 of the people that are subbed to me to watch my videos. Really hasn't been the case for Wi-Fi battles recently, so I'm kind of assuming that everyone's kind of moving on to 5th gen. That's the general consensus that I feel. For those of you who have been kind of wondering what I've been up to, I've been trying to work on a 4th gen OU database. I know the Poke Central 101 went down, and I know that was where a lot of people used to get their 4th gen pokes, so I thought it'd be kind of cool to create a saved database. But that's what I've been kind of working on for. It's like a little side project in my mind. I think I'm going to make that like my 1,000 sub special or my 1,200 sub special as a treat to you guys for taking the time to watch my videos, do all the different things like that. Obviously, I'm gonna have Jackie Chun 82, who's probably my favorite narrator and battler. He has a battle up against me, the one that I put up on Pokemosh Pit a while back. So obviously, I think that you guys should go check out that channel. I will leave a little link in the video, a little annotation, and down below. Go check out that battle. It's really, really good. He does a stellar job narrating. Obviously, I think he's at 20 something likes right now. I'd really like to see him get up to 30, so I really suggest you guys go check out that battle. He's really undersubbed for the quality of the narration and the battles that he puts up. It's just amazing. It blows my mind how he has so few subs. But anyway, the last thing I want to talk about is I think Smokegun was doing suspect voting. I don't think that Weather got the ban. I believe that the voting is done. I don't think Weather got the ban, much to the chagrin of, I know, so many people. But I don't know. I guess I want to ask you guys, like, as kind of an interactive question, what would you like to see banned in the 5th gen metagame right now? Honestly, if I could have it my way, I mean, it's kind of an open-ended question, but I want to be really specific about the thing. I want to ban Thunderous. I think Thunderous, with the prankster ability and the move pool that he has right now, is a little bit too overpowered for the current metagame. Obviously, people are assuming if you take away Rain, you wouldn't be that big of a threat. But I mean, I'm really worried that if you keep Rain and you take out Thunderous, I think that Tornadus is just going to take his place. So all it does is it changes the usage. I still feel like Rain, I feel like Drizzle and Drought as abilities should probably be banned. I'm really not a fan of like offensive weather types or offensive permanent weather. I really don't mind Sandstorm too much, really, because I always consider it kind of a defensive typing. The only thing that really makes Sandstorm kind of a pain in the butt is the fact that Excadrill abuses it so well with the Sand Rush ability. So I would really like to see Sand Rush banned as well, because I really don't think the Excadrill itself is broken unless he has the Sandstream ability. But that's pretty much all that I want to talk about today, guys. Anyway, I'm welcome to hear your opinions, because obviously I know that there's so many of you guys that are much more well-versed in the metagame than I currently am. And that's pretty much it. I hope you guys enjoyed that video, and I will talk to you all another time. Bye.